Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. As you join us today, this is Lynn Lois JJ. I'm just stepping in a little bit for Diani today. She's a little busy, but she'll be here in like 2 seconds. All right, so come on in. Let's have some fun and let's join.
Good evening, everyone. I'm over here minding my own business and didn't get ready when I was supposed to. Thank you, Lynn. Good evening, everyone. Come on in, come on in. Let's start with a little music. Let's start with a little music. You know we gotta do this right. Good evening, Natasha Charles. Good evening, Selwyn John. Anthony Barrett. Good evening. Anthony, see me I drink out of my Jamaica cup. I'm drinking out of my Jamaica cup, Anthony. Nobody can hold me. Hey, Carlene. Hey, Selwyn. Hey, Ian. I hope everybody's having a pleasant day. Come on in. Strength, no weakness. Hey, Anthony. Yes, I'm drinking coconut water. Hi, Mo. Mo, I feel like you should be on here hosting with me. All right. Good evening, everyone. Red Francis Joseph. Good evening. Good evening, Samantha. I love this cup, Anthony. If I see you again, I'm gonna get you one. My teacup, my juice cup, everything. Hello, Miss Charles. How are you today? How are you today? It is Thursday. It's almost the end of the first month of the year. What a thing. We're getting there. We're getting there. And we have a really lively show lined up for you. If it's your first time watching me here on Ridealong, welcome. If you're always here with me, thank you for coming in each week after week after week. It's Thursday, so you know we're going to talk about immigration. Hey, Wendy Ann. Hey, Mo. Mo, you like my necklace? I brought a little bit of pizzazz today just to brighten up the live. Just to brighten it up a little bit. I hope everybody's doing well. Tell me how you're doing, guys. Tell me what's going on in your neighborhood. Type it in the comments so I can see it. We're going to talk about all things immigration, and I don't want to do all the talking. I want you to put some questions in that you want to talk about. I do have a few things that I want to cover, but I also want to make sure I'm answering your questions. It doesn't make sense I come out here and read the Bible on immigration. I think it's important that I answer your questions too, right? So type those questions in. I don't think we're going to be taking any calls today, but type the questions in the side so I can answer your question. Good. Hello, Patricia Cornwall, Madame Lawyer. I like that. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate your kindness. Wow, it has been a week. It has been a week. It has been a week. Come on in, guys. Make sure you're show. Oh, it's snow. Oh, what is that? Natasha, what is snow? I don't know about snow. Can't do snow no more. Can't do snow no more. All right, I see somebody wants to talk about public charge and admissibility. All right, I'll put that on the list. I like that. Guys, if there's something you want me to talk about tonight, go ahead and put that. Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Go ahead and put what you want me to talk about on the side. Singing Sandra passed. I saw that. Condolences to Singing Sandra. We're losing some of the greats. So it's up to us, guys, to kind of, I know, Lydia, It's up to us to make sure we're playing their music and telling their stories. We got to make sure of that. We got to make sure we're doing that. I'm gonna have a guest host today. Where did my guest host go? If she thinks she not accompany today, you could have hide till God come. I was like,
You always getting me on the last minute to put on my little wig. I'm sitting in the back trying to put my little titty up. And you always try to pull me in,
I
especially
said,
when I'm trying to talk it up. You know
I
what
was
I mean?
like, where did my guest house go at 6:06?
Oh, someone wants to talk about advanced parole.
Advanced. Oh, that is in there. Okay. So I have
Yeah.
public charge and admissibility.
Hey, Carla, how are you? My big sister
Advanced
from another
parole.
mother, Carla.
Mhm.
She's so nice. She's so sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah.
She's like, Auntie, good night. May her soul rest in peace. Yeah, guys, put what you want to talk about in the side so we can make sure we hit it today. I want to make sure people are getting their questions answered and you're getting information. Lacey, darling, how are you?
Hey, Carla, how are you? My big sister from another mother.
How are you, Miss Lacey? Can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me yet.
Oh,
So
thank you, Natasha. Oh, she loved my wig. Oh,
can you hear me?
I could hear you loud and clear.
So I said, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Um, just here with you, trying to have a little fun.
Yeah, let's have some fun and deliver information to the people. All right, so let's get started. It's 6:08 p.m. I think like and share if you're coming in, like and share. So I ordered my headset, my Rider headset. So
Oh,
so if you guys haven't ordered your Rider headset yet, oh Lord, you better order them because they're going fast.
oh,
They're going fast like
guess
hot
what I got?
bread.
Look at that.
Oh, I ordered
Um,
the blue. I ordered
um,
the blue. I love it. So, Lynn, it's wireless.
it's wireless.
So could I be using it like now, like today on the show? I could have it on.
Of course, I could turn mine on right now because guess what? My son already hooked mine up to the my laptop, so
I love it.
it's really cool.
So, guys, we're looking at Junior's headset, and Junior is tied up today, so it's going to be me and Lynn. I love that.
That is really really cool. See, it
All
matches
right.
my fingers.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that your favorite color, red?
I love red. I love you know what? I love bright colors. I'm dark, so I don't need anything dark on me.
Look at my lips.
Yeah, you see, my hair is matching my lipstick. It's the same color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ordered the black and blue,
For the black, oh, that's a nice color.
but I should have gotten a rider too, the little one that goes.
Oh, I got that too.
I
I got, I
after
got.
I saw that, I was like, I should have gotten one of that. So I'm gonna tell Junior to add it so I don't have to pay shipping twice.
Right, right, right. Yeah, it's really cool. It goes behind from behind.
And you can take a shower in it.
You could take a shower because it's waterproof.
I
So
can't wait.
yeah, I'm gonna come. You know what? I'm gonna come on with mine when you go. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
I ordered the black and blue. I ordered a couple masks. Guys, we're talking about Junior's headsets. If you haven't ordered yet, make sure you order. I think it's ridersounds.com, Lynn.
Ridersong.com.
Ridersounds.com to get your mask. So Marlene says someone can't travel to the USA because of COVID, but has a green card. How long to stay outside?
Mm.
Okay, that's a good one. And we're going to answer everybody's question today, guys. All right, let's get started. I don't want to keep up Miss Lynn's time because, she's giving me her hour today. For those of you that are just joining us, I am Deani Winter Funde. I am the owner of Winter Law Practice. I am based in Tampa, Florida. And I get the question a lot, Miss Deani, but yet we have Florida, Amida, and New York. It's immigration law. It's federal. So we can practice anywhere in the continental United States. I was born in Jamaica, then I moved to New York, then I moved to Michigan, and now I'm in Florida. I'm like a rolling stone, but I am gathering moss. So today's Thursday. We moved our show from Wednesday to Thursday to talk about all things immigration. So The biggest thing I think everybody want to know about is the Biden immigration bill, the proposed bill. So that is on my list of things to talk about today. Also on my list of things to talk about are public charge and admissibility. I'm also going to talk about advanced parole, and I'm also going to talk about traveling and how long you can stay outside of the United States if you have COVID and you have a green card. I'm also going to talk about the 100-day moratorium on deportation, because that's a big one. So if you know anybody who was ordered deported and it's time for them to go, the President Biden has put a 100-day moratorium on deportation. Thank you, Clara. Thank you, darling. Maurice, I ordered mine. I just got to add the rider to it because I want the rider and I want the regular headsets, especially for the show. The big blue ones, I think it'll make me look cool with my my blue.
So look at that. Look at that.
What color is that one?
That's the one you're talking about. I got
I
the
bought
all black.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
So
I
it
love it,
goes
Lynn.
behind, and oh shucks, my wig is too much and my head is too big. Oh Jesus Christ. Look. I'm trying to untangle right here. Look at this.
I
Look.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes. See,
Love it.
guys, you gotta get this. You gotta get this. So
Writersounds.com. Can somebody put up the website?
it's,
Writersounds.com.
you know what, it's right on the bottom of the that's going across
Let
the
me
screen.
share.
So it's
It's
there.
down there. Okay. And
Yeah.
let me share. And then we're going to talk about public charge and admissibility. I think that's the first one that we're going to talk about today. But guys, make sure you're sharing the program.
Oh, Jennifer wants to talk about the fees on the N400 will also roll back.
And 400. So we'll talk about immigration fees as well.
Mhm.
Let me just share.
So look at that. Look at that.
All right, I've shared. Okay, the fees we can knock out real quick. The fees, we know that there was a proposed fee increase last year. The N400 was going to go up. There was a lot of applications that were going to go up. All of that is canceled. And not only canceled, but USCIS says they're not even going to bother with those fees anymore. Like they're not even going to fight it, because initially they were appealing the ruling, Jennifer. So as far as immigration fees, those fees are still intact. They are not going up. Jennifer, let me know if that answers your question, but that's good news, right? That's good news that we no longer have fees that are going up.
Well, the fees for the N400 is like you got to kill 10 cows.
Yeah, to get the 725, maybe 11.
No, because you remember with Trump, it was like 1,000 and change. So you got to kill about 4 cows, 5 cows just to get there.
Yeah, the proposed fees it was almost going to be time and 3/4. So that was exciting news for everybody. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. Thanks. But it's good, Jennifer, you bring that up so we remember to talk about it. Yeah, it was going to be 1170.
1170.
And it's 725. So that's really good.
Can you imagine poor people and trying to struggle to stay alive in this country and have to bend it back, try not to pay the rent, get that kind of money? That's more than my rent.
I agree. Girl, where are you living? I'm coming to live with you.
I'm in the hood.
I live in the hood. Listen, do I look like I'm scared? The fees for naturalization, Andre, is $725. So let's talk about public charge, because that comes up a lot. Public charge. So the public charge doctrine is not new. I know a lot of people are getting bent out of shape saying Trump put in public charge. The public charge doctrine is not new. If you recall, if you filed for anybody or anybody filed for you, you remember they had to do we call it the affidavit of support. That's when you go into the neighborhood and you ask a cousin or an auntie or uncle to sign the paper, give you their bank statement, give you their taxes. So that was the affidavit of support. Under President Trump, he said, look, we're going to enforce this affidavit of support. And not only that, we are going to make sure anybody, if you can't show that if you come into the United States and you're not going to be a public charge, then that is going to be a problem. And so the rule applies to two sets of people. If you're an applicant, like you're coming in for adjustment of status, you're coming in for a green card, or if you were trying to extend your stay. And we saw a lot of this last year when we had some visitors who were here and COVID stopped them. Okay, so we know that COVID stopped a lot of people, and they were saying, but I can't even pay the amount of money to extend my stay. That's where public charge comes in, because remember, when you're applying for these visas, you're saying to the government, I can financially support myself. So so technically you can't now turn around 3-4 months later and say, I cannot afford to file an extension. So when we look at public charge, it is for anyone. It applies to anyone. Let me read my notes. Who receives one or more public benefits for more than 12 months in total within any 36-month period. All right. So it's for anyone who receives one or more public benefit for more than 12 months in total of any 36 months. Here are the benefits that I want you to stay away from if you fit into one of those categories. Because remember, I said it's for applicants for admission of status, right? You're applying to get your green card, or if you're trying to extend your stay. So if you're applying for your green card, this is going to apply to you. I want you to think these benefits are not considered. So if you're getting Social Security income, they won't use that against you. If you're getting TAMF, like temporary assistance for needy families, it doesn't apply to you. Hey, Hermelin, tribal cash benefits, they won't use that against you. If you're getting supplemental, I'm sorry, these apply to you. If you're getting any of these benefits, then they will use this. So let me start over. Social Security income, temporary assistance for needy families, supplemental nutrition program, that's food stamps, Section 8 housing, Section 8 based rental assistance, public housing, and federally funded benefit. Here are what will not be considered. And comes up a lot. If you're on unemployment, they won't look at that as you being a public charge. If it's emergency medical assistance, that will not be used against you. Disaster relief. Think about the pandemic when we got the stimulus check. When you go into an interview, the officer is not going to consider the fact that you got a stimulus check. Season greetings, Kareen. They won't consider the fact that you got a stimulus check. School lunch programs, that will not be considered as well. Certain children's health insurance program, food pantries, Head Start, these things are not considered. But if you're getting food stamps and you're going to apply for somebody, be careful. Be careful if you're getting food stamps and you're going to turn around and apply for someone. Be careful too if you're getting Section 8 housing, because essentially what that says is that you are not in a position to apply for anyone, because if you're getting food stamps, you live in Section 8 housing, how is it you're going to file an application and say, I want to bring people into the country? And keep in mind too, even when you're getting your green card at a consular post, so if you're being processed in a foreign country, the officers there, the immigration officers, are going to look at whether the person you're bringing in is going to become the likelihood of them becoming a public charge, because you're getting certain kinds of benefits. So the list is on uscis.gov. You can pull it up and look, because it's hard to say This is what I'm getting. Am I going to be deemed a public charge? And simply because they say you're going to become a public charge, the officer doesn't automatically deny your application. What they do is they give you an opportunity to respond, right? So they'll say, all right, we need to see bank statements, assets. We need to see, I've used things like life insurance policy, any asset. If you have a couple of cars, get the cars evaluated. You do what we call a valuation. You get that, and then you can help show that you won't become a public charge. Lynn, did I cover anything on public charge? Any question you might have back there, or she gone again?
No, I'm right here. I'm right here. So there's a question that came in. Ask about can you explain about the federal judge reversing the deportation hold that Biden placed for DACA?
So you're mixing two things up. There was no deportation hold for DACA. Let's cut that in two pieces. The deportation hold was for everybody. I'm not sure who asked that question. The deportation hold is for everybody who was going through deportation. The moratorium on deportation was not for DACA recipients. DACA were protected because the president extended, like they're going to be protected. Remember, Trump was trying to get rid of the protection for DACA, and the circuit court out of New York lifted that back in December. So that's why we could send in new applications for DACA recipients, and they could now get their 2 years. Remember, it was cut down to one, so they could get those. So what the president says as it pertains to DACA recipients, you, Congress, come up with a rule that allows a pathway for all DACA recipients. And in addition, they're untouchable, meaning they cannot be deported. So it's like a safe harbor for DACA recipients. When it comes to the moratorium on deportation, where the Texas court, through the governor out in Texas, that they filed a lawsuit against the president. Remember, the president put in the moratorium via executive order, right? So that was an executive order. Texas says, wait a minute, safety, they listed all these reasons why it should not be a moratorium. So they sued. So essentially what the president says, for the next 100 days, nobody would be physically removed from the United States. So I have clients that were set to depart, meaning you've gone through court, you've gone through everything, the removal order is there, you have your date of departure. The president said for the next 100 days, they cannot remove you. ICE cannot remove you. With some of my cases, what ICE is doing is having us come in, and they're putting on bracelets, monitoring bracelets on these clients, but they cannot be removed. Here's the kicker. When the Texas court sued, they essentially put a stop. The judge ruled in their favor. So there's a temporary restraining order on that executive order. So for the next 14 days, it is not in place, and ICE can remove you. Most ICE offices are not going to remove you because they want to see what's going to happen with this lawsuit out in Texas. I hope that helps. I absolutely hope that helps.
Andre Felix asked, what qualifies you to get a waiver when applying for citizenship?
The waiver depends on age, medical disability, whether you're married to a military spouse. It depends on the waiver you're seeking. If it's from the English language requirement, age is an exemption. How long you've had your green card is an exemption. Medical disability, they have a whole structure for if there's some kind of medical disability that prevents you from answering the questions or participating in the test. And the medical disability should be tied to your, like for example, dementia. If you have dementia, I've worked with clients where I'm able to get, because you're not going to remember what you're studying for. So
Right.
we'll use the medical disability, and you have to apply for that, by the way. You have to apply for the medical disability. It's granted sometimes it's not.
Can I pretend I have dementia?
You're going to need a doctor's note, doctor's treatment. The doctor will have to fill out that medical disability form to
Right.
say how long they've been treating you. You have to have a code. There's a special code. Girl, it's not that easy. Some people, it's better if they just try to study and take it. They make it almost impossible to get the medical disability.
Gee. So there's another question. Ali John says, "Good evening. I have a question. I had applied for N600 for my son in 2019 in 2020. We were given the appointment for some time in April for the biometric. Then COVID came and everything was shut down. Upon waiting for them to reschedule, I got a letter saying he had been denied and I should file an appeal again, which every single document to prove that this kid is living with me and going to school and everything, and yet again has been denied again. But mind you, before the last letter, what he said, before the last letter, I'm not seeing what he said at the bottom. IA. That's all I could see from here.
I understand. So, Ali John, what I would want you to do is to make sure you go back. I don't know if you use an attorney or not, or how you came to the determination that your son would qualify for derivative citizenship. So I want you to go back to the Citizenship Act and make sure your son has derived citizenship through you or whoever. Remember, the Citizenship Act is very picky because it's been changed so many times, right? There was a period of time when you would derive if both parents were if parents were not married. Like for my daughter, she fell under the liberal interpretation of the act. I did not have to be married or one. So I want you to go back first to make sure um, your son indeed derived citizenship, and you can look at the age he came into the country and things like that. The act will tell you. Also, look at why they denied the N600. I don't know how old your son is. Sometimes I don't fight with the service over the N600, especially when somebody's not in removal. I do my research. If the person doesn't qualify, I go straight to the N400. So do a little research and make sure your son derived citizenship through you. And also look at the reason why you were denied. There should be a reason.
Okay, there's another question. Good evening. If someone can't read, can they get the citizenship?
It depends. It depends because remember, reading, writing, and speaking American English is a requirement. So this goes back to the medical disability. So, for example, if I used to be able to read and I had a stroke and now I can no longer read, so they're able, my doctor is able, knock on wood, I don't want a stroke, knock on wood. If no, you have to be careful where you put in the universe. If, for example, Tonya, I was able to show that, look, I could read all my life. I could read, speak, and write English. However, I got sick, and now because of the sickness, I can no longer read or write. Then, yes, you can get what we call a medical exception. If you are illiterate, so if you hadn't gone to school to learn how to read and write English, if you speak a different language and you don't understand English and it's not tied to any kind of medical disability, or you're not exempted with the limited test based on your age, then no, you will not be eligible for naturalization. It's either you can do it, and if you can't do it, we can show a medical reason why you cannot do it, and then we're able to get it by. The exemptions, Tonya, are on USCIS.gov, USCIS.gov. Alejandra, I understand he's 15. So go back and look at why you were denied and make sure he properly derived naturalization, that he's eligible for derivative citizenship. That's kind of not how it works. Look at the reason why you were denied, Ali. Take a look at why they denied you.
Ali
Not,
said, I got my
not,
citizenship, so I thought he's still a
not
minor.
yeah, I understand, but look at the reason why you were denied. I don't know if you left out something. Look at the reason why you were denied.
Jennifer is asking, could dyslexia qualify you?
It depends if your doctor is able to say they have been treating you for dyslexia, and that the dyslexia, that means you haven't read anything since you've been dyslexic, meaning you didn't read to pass the driver's license test. You didn't read, because I know my son is dyslexic and he can read, because it just means you put things back and forth, right, Jennifer? Yeah, dyslexia doesn't prevent you from reading. I know you spell different or something. Dyslexia, yes. Any medical issue we can use, Jennifer, so long as your doctor can link the medical condition to your inability to read, write, and speak English. So as long as we can prove that on the medical form, and the medical form is online, Jennifer, you could go to uscis.gov and you'll see the medical form.
Nice, nice.
What was the question on advanced parole?
I think someone had asked it in the.
I thought, because I remember you said advanced parole. All right, if you ask a question about advanced parole, let me know, please.
Oh yeah, they were saying to talk about advanced parole, I guess, because it just says advanced parole.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about advanced parole. What do you want to know? So, advanced parole means that you're in the United States illegally. No, we're not using illegal anymore. We're using undocumented. Please excuse me. We're in the United States and you're undocumented, and you might have temporary protected status, or you might have some kind of provisional status, like you have TPS. I use advanced parole a lot with my TPS clients, like they have temporary protected status, but they don't have a green card, and there's no pathway to a green card, but they have what we call like an emergency. They need to go somewhere. In the past, we were able to use temporary protected status to prove entry, but court cases have gotten rid of that. So if somebody had snuck across the border, so they're coming into the United States and they came through one of our land borders without proper documentation, we were able to use advanced parole. We literally, it's a form you fill out, and we're saying, look, I know I am in the United States illegally. I'm undocumented. And I know that if I depart, I cannot come back. So all I'm asking you to do is to grant me entry before I depart. So you're saying to the service, when I come back to a port of entry, because normally if you just leave, if you're here, you come in the country, you overstay your visa, and you just leave, you cannot come back. With advanced parole, they will give you the permission. It's a little piece of paper. It's like a bonded paper. They give you the permission to come back after you've traveled abroad, even though you're living in the United States undocumented. I hope that helps.
Okay, so Tanya asked, my friend had came through Canada without inspection. She have a child who is 21 that is born here in the US. Can she sponsor her mother?
So the child can sponsor mom. So the child over 21 who is a United States citizen can sponsor mom. You are going to run into problems with her entry, because in order for you to adjust in the United States, and I've talked about this a million times on this show, in order for you to adjust, meaning get your paperwork in the US, change your status in the US, you must have been admitted, inspected, admitted meaning they let you in, inspected, they've laid eyes on you, or you have been paroled, like you've talked to an immigration officer and they've said come into the United States. Without that, you cannot, as it stands, you cannot change your status. So yes, the daughter can apply for her, but she would have to be processed in her home country, wherever that country is, and she's going to need a waiver for her unlawful presence, because she's incurred the 3 or 10-year bar because she snuck into and she only gets one pass. You only get one pass for unlawful entry. So tell her not to go back and come back, because if you go out and come back, it's called multiple entries and you're permanently barred from the United States.
Okay, so there's another question. Is there a difference between advance parole and a travel document? If so, what is it?
So the travel document there, that's a beautiful. Who's asking these questions? Oh my God.
The smart one.
Yeah, I love
You,
this question.
you should
So
know.
both documents do the same thing, but they are different based on who's applying. So the travel document is what I use for somebody who is saying going through adjustment of status. So they've entered lawfully, they don't have TPS, but they're going through a process. But I get them a travel document because remember, once you file an adjustment of status application, you're not supposed to leave the United States. You're not supposed to leave once you file. Not green card application, adjustment of status application. So the travel document is that document that allows you to travel while your paperwork is being processed. Not everybody is eligible for a travel document. So, for example, you're an F1 student, you're in good status, right? And you marry someone and we filed your adjustment of status application. Once we file that application, even though you're in good status, you cannot travel. So what we do is we put in your application, and you don't even have to pay for that application. We put the request for a travel document in that application. So when you get your card, your work authorization card, it will be a double. It will be a travel document and it'll be permission to work in the United States. So they kind of serve the same purpose. It allows you to leave and come back, but who can apply for what or who will get what based on what's going on with your immigration history. Lynn, I think we should answer this one about traveling. How long somebody has a green card?
If someone just get the, let me see, if someone just get the 2 years green card, can they apply for medical assistance?
I don't know what you mean by medical assistance. Like public assistance, health insurance. You're supposed to be in the, what do you call it? So you're supposed to be in the supposed to be Obamacare. Where do you purchase your assistance through Obamacare?
Oh, I guess she's probably talking about
Are you talking food stamps? What are you talking? Medical is not food stamp, like for Medicaid.
I guess it's Medicaid.
Medicaid, I think Medicaid is on the list. Federally funded Medicaid, there are certain exclusions.
Yeah, she said medical insurance. Yeah.
So I imagine she means Medicaid. And a lot of times too, if you don't qualify, but Medicaid will be considered federally funded Medicaid. If you live in certain states like New York have some special types of insurance that are from the state, but federally funded Medicaid will be there.
Okay, so Natasha asked, how long can someone stay out of the country before the expiration date with advance parole?
You have any document you get, you want to go and come back. Advance parole is not for you to vacation overseas for 6 months. Advance parole is very specific. You're saying, look, somebody died, and I have to run home. Look, I have to go on some kind of trip. I wouldn't even ask those kinds of questions because advance parole typically it will be, I think, a 1 year document or 2 years. Forgive me, but you don't want to take that and go outside the country for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
I think we have a Vusmo Ozent. You want to block him or her? Vusmuzi look like a troll.
I wish I had someone in the back to help me with that.
Sorry, darling.
Okay, so Fitzroy Raphael said, I am stuck outside the US for more than a year due to the pandemic and for medical reasons. Is there any allowance with regards the 1 year rule for green card holders so affected?
All right, so you need to one re-enter as soon as you possibly can. You're going to run into trouble at the port of entry because you're not supposed to stay outside of the United States with a green card for more than a year. If you know you're departing for longer, you're supposed to file what we call a I am just tired today. You're supposed to file that document that allows you to stay for 2 years. There's a name for it, Lynn. What's the name of it?
Repeat that again. I was
If
looking.
if you want to stay, I'll tell you. There's a document you file.
Mm, I'm not sure.
No, man, I got it. Because they're gonna say that you have abandoned your residency if you're gone for a year or more, right? And I know you're saying it's medical. Make sure you have all your medical bills to prove that you were being treated by the doctor for 12 months. Um, I'm hoping that you're just approaching the 12 months, because then you could say, look, I went home and I was sick, and I did that for my dad. My dad was home and got medically ill and was unable to travel, but I had all his medical documents, monthly treatment, and all that stuff. But when you come to a port of entry, they can let you in, but they can put you in removal proceedings, because they'll say you have abandoned your green card, you have abandoned your residency. Um, but re-entry permit, that's what you can apply for, and that allows you to stay outside, sir, for 2 years. So the re-entry permit allows you to stay outside for 2 years, and you apply for that before you depart the US. In your case, if you're gone for more than a year, an officer can find that you have abandoned your residency.
Hmm. Okay, so Jennifer asked, someone filed an I-485, I-765, along with an I-30, I-130 approval notice sent in the 1225 and 410 fees. The documents were sent back because of inappropriate fees. The calculator tools were used. I'm not sure where she's going.
I know what she did. She left off her fingerprint fees.
Application to extend. I think that's what she's saying.
I think she's saying two things, though. Jennifer, I think you left off your finger. The total for an adjustment application is 1760, and if I do your math, I see 1225 plus 410. That is 1635. You're missing $85. That would get you to 1760. And I'm glad you're using the calculator tool. I always tell people, always use a calculator tool. So that's why it was sent back as inappropriate fee.
Hmm. Okay, so Christopher asked, if someone had a visa and it was canceled, can you reapply, and how long do one have to wait to do so?
It depends why your visa was canceled. If it was canceled, sometimes you're wasting time to reapply. Because typically when they cancel a visa, Christopher, you must have done something wrong. Either you've overstayed, you've made a bad statement to the US, to the border patrol officer, you've had too many entries, so they suspect that you're working. So I wouldn't say reapply right away, because I don't know why they canceled it. A lot of times when they cancel it, you're done for. If they've canceled your visa for some violation, you're gonna, even when somebody files for you, so they won't grant you another visitor's visa, but say your mother, a parent, spouse, or child files for you, then they probably need a waiver for whatever reason that visa was canceled for. Because I've seen people's visas canceled because of misrepresentations at the border. They'll cancel and turn you around, and now 10 years later, 12 years later, they're going to apply for another status, and they get denied, and we have to do a waiver under it.
Ali asked if you have a regular 10-year visa. I'm not sure what is that about.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure.
The other thing, I think we answered the COVID green card. We answered. We
Mm-hmm.
answered traveling, how long to stay outside of the U.S. The longest you can stay is 1 year. Remember, any stay of 6 months or more will break continuous residency for naturalization.
You want us to go into a break?
Oh, Jesus, we didn't go. Oh my God, it's 6:46. Woo! Why even bother? Yes, yes,
Let's
please.
take a break. All right, be right back, guys. Post your questions while we take a break.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.
I just love that voice in that
That commercial, I love it too. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's so heavy, that kind of bedroom voice. It's it just makes you want to grab the
Oh,
phone.
I wasn't going there, but now I am.
No, I'm serious. It makes you want to grab the phone and just dial that
Just go.
immigration number.
Yeah.
Just dial a number. Yeah.
Dial the number, dial the number, dial the
That
number.
voice. That voice.
Thank you, Jennifer, for all your input. I love your questions. Jennifer Stanislaw.
Clause. She said in
Yeah.
2014. Okay, so Tanya, I got another question. She said, my friend had married and had came through Canada. He was told to leave the country for 10 years. It's almost 10 years. When can he reapply?
I don't know why he was told to leave. To leave. So you have the 3-year and the 10-year bar. However, there's a waiver when you enter the country. Remember, we talked about mom. The earlier question where they asked about, can I file for mom who came through Canada? There are waivers available unless he left prior to 2013, but President Barack Obama in 2013 started doing the waiver. He implemented the waiver for unlawful presence. So unless he must have departed before that, I don't know. Tanya, that would be case specific. It was something that if you want to go ahead and book a consultation with us, we can kind of dig deeper into that case. It's almost 10 years. When can he reapply? Because he can always reapply before your 10-year bar because you have waivers. There's what we call permission to reapply. It's a 212 waiver. So you don't have to wait the 10 years. I'm sorry if he did, but just keep in mind, folks, if you have any bars from the US, there are waivers that allow you to reapply earlier. You have to show an economic hardship. You have to show some kind of hardship to a qualifying relative why they should let you back in.
I love that. So Ali asking again, if you have a 10-year regular visa and you overstay like 2 years and then return to your country, are you able to return to the US seeing that the visa is still valid for 8 more years?
I love that question, Ali. I get that a lot from people. They're like, but wait, my visa didn't expire. My visa's still good. Any overstay kills your visa. Dead. DOA. So if you've overstayed for 6 months on your visa, even though your visa is 10 years and you overstayed in the United States without an extension, an application for extension, then no, your visa is no good. They're going to cancel that. They're going to call you a visa overstay. They're going to cancel you. And it's going to be super hard, if not next to impossible, to get another visa in that category. Yeah.
Sure.
So we don't have any exemptions for visa extensions. So if you are in the United States and COVID is affecting your ability to travel, you need to file the extension. There's no exemption from the extension. It's real simple. File your extension. Even if you have no money, do a fee waiver. File your extension. There's no exemption. You can't write a letter and say, please, 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 forgive me. File your extension. It's the I-539. Make sure you file it. That's a great question, Geraldine. How you doing? Ali, you're welcome. You're welcome. The Biden-Harris bill. Oh my God, we didn't talk much about the Biden-Harris bill. I covered it last week. but it's worth saying this week. The only thing I think I want to add to this conversation is if you are undocumented, the old way of saying if you are here illegally, start preparing yourself in case this bill goes through. What do I mean by that? Make sure you have an updated passport. Start getting all your travel ducks in a row. Make sure you have an updated passport. Make sure you start working with a tax accountant or a tax preparer where you can start getting an ITIN number, and our firm does that. You get an ITIN number and you start filing your taxes. A lot of people think because they are undocumented in the United States, you're not supposed to file taxes. Your status have nothing to do with your responsibility to file taxes. So I want you to get those passports updated. Remember, we have a proposed bill. Don't pay anybody to file any paperwork for you yet. It is only a proposed bill, right? So you want to get your passport updated. You want to make sure you're filing taxes. I want you to put also in that box all your paperwork that proves that you were living in the United States on or before January 1st of 2021. What do I mean by that? Maybe you have some school records where you registered the children in school, right? Maybe you had bought a car. Maybe you rented an apartment. You took out a credit card. Anything that shows your physical presence in the United States on or before January 1st of 2021, I want you to put it in that box. So 3 simple rules to get ready in case this bill goes through. In case the bill goes through, these are the rules that I want you to follow. Get your passport updated. Make sure you have a proper birth certificate from your home country or in its original form. Proof that you entered the country. Maybe you came in on a visitor's visa, you were given an I-94. Even if it was 10 years ago, make sure you can show that you were in the country on or before January 1, 2021. If you're not filing your taxes, reach out to a tax preparer and get an ITIN number and start filing your taxes. It's important that you start doing that. You can always go back 3 years in filing your taxes. We do have a tax department in my firm. So if you need information on tax advice, just let us know to make sure you start getting all your ducks in a row. Because if and when this bill goes through, trust me, they're going to make it strict and they're going to want you to be able to prove some of these things on the bill. Did I miss any questions, Lynn? I definitely wanted to touch on the Biden-Harris bill.
Yeah, we got one from Joan. What if you miss your green card appointment to remove condition of residence, but you have an extension that close to expire? What should you do? Each time you call, you're getting Emma.
Emma, if you missed your application, more than likely they would have denied your case. That extension is probably no good. If you missed your, I'm not sure why you missed it. You should have rescheduled or gone. But if you have an appointment with the service and you don't show up, the service assumes that you have abandoned your green card. Mm-hmm. You've abandoned the process. So more than likely they'll probably deny you because you didn't show.
We've got 6 more minutes left. So Karen is asking, if someone applied for a change of status and I receive a letter back stating that the priority date has expired, but it was only expired by 2 days, a little lost that letter. What can be done?
I don't understand. If somebody applied for a change of what are you going from? Change of status. What status are you going from, Karen? I don't understand your question, darling. Because you're changing from what? Something to green card? And a priority date expired? And you lost the letter. Karen, I don't understand your question, love. I'm sorry.
No.
Getting Emma. I love that question. You're getting Emma. Well, and one of the things you can do is write to the service and explain why you missed if they haven't already closed the case, you might have to do a motion to reopen the case. You might be better off refiling. It all depends on why you would have missed such an important appointment. So you and your spouse need to write to the service and see if they can reschedule you.
I think that's all the questions we have.
That's all the questions. All right. And I'm going to encourage everybody.
Oh, okay. Karen is saying from a visitor visa, take a green card holder. He later lost the letter.
All right, Karen, I really don't understand.
Karen, maybe you should rewrite it.
Yeah, either rewrite or schedule a consultation with us, Karen. Go to winterimmigration.com, www.winterimmigration.com, and you can definitely make an appointment there. Oh, and if you're applying for naturalization, guys, I now have a do-it-yourself naturalization kit where if you don't want to use us, you can do it yourself. And I have the do-it-yourself naturalization kit, www.winterimmigration.com, guys. It's 6:57, Lynn. Did I miss? I hope I didn't miss anything.
Okay, so I think we got one more.
Sure.
Most people visa deny after having a baby in the US when they try to renew it.
Because you're not supposed to come here. It's called birth tourism. Remember we did a whole show on that?
I think Trump was talking about that too, right?
Yes, it's illegal.
He
Sorry,
called
Andre.
What did he call them? The
Anchor babies.
anchor babies.
Because it's illegal. Andre coming here. So if you're 6 months pregnant, and I think Andre's a guy. Is it Andrea or Andre? I don't have my glasses. But say, for example, if you're 6 months pregnant, you come into the US and you have prematurely going to labor, and you can explain, look, I came to shop for baby clothes in Miami, but what we have seen is that women are coming in deliberately to have these children. That is illegal under immigration laws. That is illegal. So if that is what happened, a lot of times I've had clients where they don't even give them the passport. If they're like 8, 9 months, they won't turn you around. They'll have you come in and have the child. You probably will never get another visitor's visa again.
Yikes.
Nope.
So Jennifer asked, if you came without being inspected, what do you do with the Biden-Harris bill if it goes through?
Well, we haven't seen the proposed bill as yet. The bill is allowing for undocumented, and undocumented does not look to how you entered, Jennifer. Undocumented describes everybody without status, meaning you have no status. So the Biden-Harris bill is trying to legalize those 11 million people, whether they came through the border, whether they came, they're overstay, or they're a visa overstay, or so long as they're undocumented, they are protected under the proposed bill. We won't know what the final version, Jennifer, of that bill will look like. It can change. That is why all of us need to be calling up our Congress people to say, hey, support the Biden-Harris bill, because we want it to come out of Congress in its truest form as possible. If you know anything about bills, this bill will probably go through all of this year before we see a final bill, because it's going to go to the committee first, then it goes to the House, then it goes back to committee, then it goes back to the Senate, and it's going to be marked up and X'd up. So keep that in mind, okay?
So I think that Karen, she tried to rewrite it. So let's just take the last.
I understand what Karen is saying. So to change status in the United States, you have to be in status. If you're out of status, if there's a little window where you're out of status, Karen, for a couple of days, they won't allow you to change status. I know what you mean. So for example, you come in on a visitor's visa and you didn't file, you didn't file whatever you're changing to. Maybe you're changing to a student. You're changing to something else, H1. You're changing to an employee. If there's a window where you're out of status, the service will deny you. So I get your question now, Karen. I'm sorry it took me so long to answer your question. And how did you lose that letter? I don't know how you lost that letter. You can get the letter back from the service. Just file a FOIA if the letter is important.
Hey, dog, how are you? You came in late. You
Hey,
missed
dog, we missed you today. Happy New Year, dog.
everything. He came in late.
Dog, 7 o'clock. Dog, you need to set your alarm. We're at 6. But we appreciate you coming.
I guess we're probably in St. Vincent. I guess. I don't know.
Dog, we missed you today, man.
Oh, gee. It's 7:01. So I guess it's time to wrap up Fun Day.
All right, guys, what do I have to say? Lynn, this is it. I want to thank everybody for watching. I have a YouTube channel. Oh, I should have put my YouTube channel up. Winter Immigration Law Academy. I'm on YouTube. I want everybody to just go over to YouTube and like and subscribe to my channel, please. You can file a FOIA, Karen Bailey. Then, Doug, oh, you're late, so in Brooklyn.
But Brooklyn time is not different from Florida. So
Exactly, it's the same time.
up with that.
Lynn, thank you for being the perfect guest host. Thank you so much. I always appreciate the little laughter.
Oh Lord, you don't know how long I waited. I keep looking at the time because I want to go eat my dumplings.
And I want to go fry my fish. Thanks, Jennifer. You've been super helpful. I think Jennifer is an immigration lawyer now. Jennifer, you're a lawyer?
Oh, thanks, Mo, for
Posting my YouTube. All right, everybody stop what you're doing now and go over. I want 10 people to click on Mo's post and go over to my YouTube channel. I think I have 103 people on there, Lynn. I'm like, I'm so excited. And my YouTube channel was, it's a passion project from Lynn. She's like, girl, get your YouTube channel. I was like, okay, Lynn. I got a YouTube channel. I have a personal YouTube, but now I have a business YouTube. So I want 10 people to click on the link from Mo and go over to my YouTube channel. It's Winter Immigration Law Academy. Jennifer, Karen, Tonya, Kareen. I want all 10 of y'all to go over there and subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of good things on there. Trust me.
Oh, Jennifer worked as an immigration law assistant. I knew it the way she phrased her questions.
Ah.
Jennifer, your questions are phrased like you know the answer. Jennifer, you should come into my inbox. Message me. Because sometimes I'm looking for outsource. Jennifer, you should definitely message me. Because I'm always looking for help. So Jennifer, message me, please. All right, my throat dry. Lynn, I think we can finish.
Your throat dry. Like the water, the rum done.
Coconut water, girl. Coconut water. I was like,
how many trees you got behind your house?
I have a little guy down the road who squeezed the coconut for us.
Oh,
because it's Florida.
No, but the
cane juice. You can get cane juice, coconut water, anything.
Oh yeah, you need to come to Brooklyn. You get it in like 1, 2, 3, right?
I forgot New York, but for us, it was grown here. It wasn't flown here.
Whatever.
It was grown here, honey. It wasn't flown here. It was grown here. It wasn't flown here.
Oh Lord, Abasi. So now we're gonna.
All right, guys. We want to thank you all for an evening. Jennifer, please reach out to me. Our firm is growing, and I'm always looking for good help, especially people with immigration experience. So reach out to me, love, if you're not too busy.
Right.
Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Mo. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
Let's do a little immigration before we leave.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.